This is your captain, baby. Hey, come with me. We're going to Charlotte, baby. It's going to be awesome. Look who's flying this thing.
The first one we have seen plead guilty to a felony, and in return for his cooperation, for his help to prosecutors, he is getting probation. That means he has given them something significant.
Well, this is a bombshell. There have been many cases brought all over the country by. And in fact, the lower court in Colorado had found that while he did engage in insurrection, that the presidency was not an office of the United States under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution.
In Georgia, who is alleged that the DA, Fani Willis, has been having a clandestine personal relationship with a special prosecutor in the case, and in turn, they say, profiting significantly from this prosecution. My question is, how big a deal is this, even if it's true?
Fantano.
Interesting about these Supreme Court arguments is that formally it's a conversation between the lawyers and the justices, but sort of informally and more meaningfully, the 9 justices are often actually talking to each other, because often these oral arguments are actually the first time that the justices are getting together as a group to talk about the case.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's around this town tonight.
To the likes of what we saw yesterday with his co-defendant, Sidney Powell, another attorney who was also at the center of these schemes to overturn the election, who also pled guilty and also receiving probation in return for her cooperation.
It's a dangerous love affair. So go around this town tonight.
Yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
As we all know, March Madness is one of the greatest roller coaster rides, complete with Cinderella highs and gut-wrenching lows. March 2024 has been no different in respect to high-profile court cases. Greeting, valued viewer, and welcome to another edition of The Independent Mail, the place where both Democrats and Republicans can find a challenging yet objective conversation. Roughly translated, I'm gonna piss off everybody. This season of high-profile court cases included the U.S. Supreme Court striking down the Colorado Supreme Court's decision to omit Donald J. Trump from the presidential ballot. This season also included Judge Scott McAfee's ruling to leave City Girl DA Fani Willis on the election interference case. As my good friend the Murph Man would say, first come the laughter, then come the tears. Before we get to the laughter and tears montage, let's get the begging out of the way.
Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here.
No, not that one. This one.
Yeah, I'm licking your balls.
Please hit that like and subscribe. I am a small channel and it really helps with the algorithms. Also, if you are already subscribed, please hit that notification bell and share this with other like-minded individuals. Sometimes YouTube does not immediately push my small channel videos, and rocking the bells will alert you when I post a new video, and you will be aiding in my channel growth. Thank you so much. Ugh, gross. Just like on the NCAA courts, the high courts have been filled with drama and excitement. Both teams of parties have been feeling the highs and lows of the game. When the Colorado Supreme Court removed Donald J. Trump from the ballot, the Republicans cried foul in anger, only to have the most exhilarating victory in the U.S. Supreme Court. Man, you gotta love this game.
Just a quick live stream this morning. I want to talk about that whole situation
with the Supreme Court deciding that Donald Trump's name can be on the ballot.
Supreme Court, I think, wanted to wait till the last possible moment that they could. You know, they had to make a decision before Super Tuesday, the primary here in Colorado, and I think that's why they waited until today.
Just think that Trump staying on the ballot is good because, you know, he has a tough head. You know, it's hard to find people with a tough head.
This is what I expected. I didn't think that the Supreme Court, which has 3 justices who are appointed by former President Trump, would make a decision to remove him from the ballot.
My larger reaction is disappointment. I do believe that states should be able, under our Constitution, to bar oath-breaking insurrectionists.
What are we hearing from Trump world?
So far, we have one response here from Donald Trump himself on his social media post, in which it's quite simple. It's, quote, "big win for America," in all caps.
The Supreme Court punted and said it's up to Congress to act. And so I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell, to revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
In today's stunning Supreme Court ruling, all 9 justices unanimously agreed to allow Donald Trump to appear on the ballot, despite being found to have incited an insurrection by a trial judge in California, a trial judge in Colorado, and the Colorado Supreme Court.
You do see where this is going, right? Now let's take a look at the court play in the City Girl DA Fani Willis case.
But I was not prepared. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was not prepared for the defense to come out like they did. The defense came out like true. That was masterful. That was excellent. It was well done. It was well put together.
We have a decision from Judge Scott McAfee of the Fulton County Superior Court. In a 23-page decision this morning, he finds that there is not an actual conflict of interest that was proven by the defendants here, but he also finds that there's significant appearance of impropriety that infects the entire current structure of the prosecution team.
Unbelievable. It's definitely going to be contested.
If you're going to take the federal money, you're going to have to answer all the federal questions. So Chairman Jordan is on it. I'm glad he's doing that, and it's the appropriate thing to do.
I totally thought that it was a slam dunk. Get her out of here. Run her out of here on a hot rail.
You know, it's like, you know, finding 2 people in a bank vault and taking one off to jail. And yet only one of them was disqualified. And so that's going to lead to these questions. I mean, well, why should Willis escape that same penalty? The opinion leaves us feeling like the court went and shot the wounded.
We have an illegal dribble violation, illegal dribble, direction.
Get bent, Lindsey. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, most of us identify Senator Lindsey Graham as a flip-flopping weasel. Don't complain about the Fani Willis ruling when you literally was hugging all over the fanny pack after your given testimony. Oh, don't take my word for it. Take theirs.
It got even weirder from there. After Graham was finished testifying, he bumped into District Attorney Fani Willis in a hallway and thanked her for the opportunity to tell his story. That was so cathartic, he told Willis. I feel so much better. Then, to the astonishment of one source who witnessed the scene, South Carolina's senior senator hugged the Fulton County DA.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
This has been a very wild couple of months.
This video has been nothing more than one big analogy. For those of us that are into this stuff, these cases have been every bit as dramatic as the big tourney. Both the Dems and the GOP have had some big W's as well as some tough losses. Today's W is just an appeal away from an L. But remember, this bracket will not truly be complete until November. Valued viewers, let me know what you all think. Is this season of high-profile court cases every bit as exciting as the big tournament, or am I just the only nerd that thinks so? Until next time, peace and stay informed.